Have you ever thought that your mouse isn't responding exactly how you think it should be? With a mouse, it is designed so that it's a user interaction and it should be very accurate. But unfortunately, for a lot of us, especially gamers, Windows seems to have a little bit of a back-end attack on your mouse accuracy. So in today's video, we're going to show you some simple steps that you can do on your gaming PC to actually make it so that your mouse actually responds to your inputs and not to something which Microsoft or Windows thinks is actually better for you. So with all that said, let's head to the computer and we'll take a closer look and see what we can do to make our mouse much more accurate. Okay, so this is a Windows 11 desktop, the latest version, and depending when you're watching this, the settings should be pretty similar. So what we want to do first of all is go into the start flag, get up your menu and find your settings cog. In the settings cog, go over to Bluetooth and devices. Scroll down until you find the section for mouse, buttons, mouse pointer speed and scrolling. So in here we've got the mouse pointer speed and various other things. One of the things which we definitely want to remove is this section here, enhance pointer precision. Now you'd think in theory that sounds like it's actually a helpful thing, but if you're a twitchy gamer and you want your mouse to respond to the movements you make rather than enhance movements which Windows thinks you're going to make, then you really need to turn this off. This will give you a raw input from your mouse and not worry about any other exterior influences. Also as well, in your mouse pointer speed, now it's really tempting to change this slider to either high or low depending on how your mouse actually feels to you, but realistically what you want to do is set it to the absolute dead center. So in this instance, this particular one, it starts off at 1, it ends in 20, so you want it to be on set number 11. So that is dead center, so it's not adding any speed and it's not taking away any speed. It is purely giving raw inputs, which is great. That's exactly what we want to have. Now this can actually be changed in another place as well. So if we go at the bottom here, so additional mouse settings, and you get this little pop-up box. And in here we've got things for buttons. You can pretty much ignore this, and also your double click speed. If you want to change that, you potentially can do. Again, I would probably leave it pretty much centralized. The one we really want is this section here, pointer options. So we've got the select the pointer speed. Now again, this is 11 segments wide, so essentially you want it to be absolutely dead center as it is here. If you want to count it up from the side, just count up 6 positions from here. So if you count up, move it along, the mouse will change, but just drag it along to the count of 6, and you should find it's going to be pretty much bang on dead center, which is what it is here. Again, if you've got enhanced pointer precision here, remove the tick and you will find that your mouse will be much better. There's other things you can do here as well, such as hide the pointer while typing. Some people find that useful. It doesn't actually change performance, but for some people they do like to do that. And also we've shown this in the previous video, if you lose your mouse pointer, you can actually find it by pressing the control key. It will basically show up. So if you click that, click apply, say for instance we've lost our mouse now, press the control key and it will just show you where it is. Again, that potentially for some people can be useful, but it doesn't actually change performance of it whatsoever. So that is the main settings you can do there, and you will find with the mouse now set to raw inputs, it will be much more sensitive and much more accurate to your own inputs. Obviously, if you are someone who suffers from any form of manual dexterity, then you might want to turn some of those precision things on just to help you out, but it's not going to improve your gaming. So that is the basic settings you can do. Now, there is obviously going to be a thing where Windows does updates. And as most of you will probably know, when Windows does those updates, settings can change. So if you want to actually go a little bit step further and tell the system to never change your settings, you can do that very easily. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into regedit. So just type in or start typing regeditor into your search bar and go into the registry editor. You'll have to click yes for the user account control and then navigate to this particular key here. So it's computer, H key current user, control panel and mouse, which is just here. And this on the other side is going to give you some other settings. Now, as you can see, these have already set, so the registry values have changed already. But the three that you want to be taking account of is mouse speed, mouse threshold 1, and mouse threshold 2. So if you haven't done any of the tweaks we've already discussed already in the video, you may find that mouse speed will be set to 1. So that basically enhances the pointer precision. And then mouse threshold 1 and mouse threshold 2 are the acceleration rates. So as you move your mouse across, if you move it faster, it speeds up or slows down. As you can see, these are all set to 0. So if you do need to change them, just double click on it, change the value data to 0, click OK, and after you've rebooted your machine, those settings will remain intact. At least they should do. So at this point, you should find that your mouse is actually extremely accurate and moves very nicely indeed. Now, if you've got to the point where it actually feels okay, but it could do with still being a little bit faster or slower, don't change the settings in the Windows settings for mouse speed, because if you do that, it's going to add other things such as latency and acceleration, which you don't want for gaming purposes. So the best thing to do, depending on the mouse you've got, go into the mouse software. Now on this particular computer, we're using MSI Center and MSI mouse with the Clutch GM41 lightweight. So if we go into this, we can now adjust our DPI settings. So if you want your mouse to move faster, increase the DPI. If you want it to move slower, you can decrease the DPI. Now, depending on your game, you may want to change these kind of on the fly, so you can change presets. But for me personally, on this system, 2000 DPI actually feels really nice for me. And also other little things as a little bonus here, make sure that the polling rate for your mouse is actually set to the highest it'll support. Generally, most gaming mice will be somewhere around about 1000 Hertz for a reasonable quality mouse. If you've got options for either 4000 or 8000, then you want to enable that as well to get the most precise response from your system. So that's all well and good. You can save your settings there. There is also something else we can do as well. So we can close these windows down. One of the other problems with some games and Windows in general is the fact that the actual power saving or power management is actually pretty aggressive, and this includes things like your mouse and also your keyboard, especially if they're on USB. Whether they're wired or directly connected, it can still affect it. So Windows is constantly trying to shut off power to your USB devices to preserve power. This is more evident on laptops, but it also works the same for desktops as well. So in order to combat that, what we can do is we can tell the USB ports on our computer to not power down. To do that, go to the start flag at the bottom, right click and choose Device Manager. In Device Manager, scroll down towards the bottom until you find your Universal Serial Bus Controllers. If you've got a PS2 mouse, then obviously this isn't appropriate, but for USB, it certainly is. So what you want to do is all of your hubs, anything that says Super Speed USB Hub or Generic USB Hub or USB Root Hub USB 3.0, what you want to do is to go into each device, go into Power Management, and you'll probably find that you've got this ticked. So allow the computer to turn off this device to save power. Now obviously, if you're in a game and maybe you're in an environment where it's a first-person shooter, you've not moved your mouse for a few seconds because you're camping out somewhere waiting to snipe someone, there's a strong chance that your USB ports can briefly, for a very sharp second, just stop working. And it's not until you actually move your mouse that it wakes the port up or tries to wake up the port. Now it's done on a very, very quick thing, so nanoseconds or microseconds, but it can add latency to your gaming. So I would strongly suggest turning those off, click OK, go to the next hub and do that one as well. And again, you can just go through all of your hubs and make sure that the power management is disabled for these hubs. Again, depending on which port you've got it plugged into, you can just change one if you wish to. If you know exactly which port your mouse is plugged into and which hub it refers to, you can just do that, but I'm going to go ahead and do what I think is all of them. So that should be all of our USB hubs done. So now our mouse is going to receive full power all the time, no shutdowns, no slowdowns, and because we've changed the other settings in Windows, it should be much more accurate. So there you go. If you're getting stuttering in games or you're finding just your mouse isn't responding how you think it is, potentially it's not your graphics card, and it's probably not going to be your mouse either. Your mouse is probably working fine. It's just Windows is having its own game in the background of messing with your settings. So hopefully by changing the settings mentioned in this video, you should find your gaming experience much better. And I would ask you, if you try this, after rebooting your computer, try a couple of games and actually see if your performance has improved. I'd love to hear your stories in the comments section below. I think for now, that is it. I've been Mike. This is Mike's Unboxing Reviews and How To, and hopefully we'll catch you in the very next video. Thanks for watching.